thought would win the East this year. This team is now the best team in the East. This team has the best opportunity to win the East because its remaining schedule is the second easiest in the whole National Football League, and we'll get more into the other schedules in this division later. But suffice it to say that the other schedules are much, much harder than the Dallas Cowboys' remaining schedule. I believe my team is now in the catbird seat because guess what? I had a Zeke sighting. He didn't even do this yesterday, but he actually qualified to be doing some of this yesterday because of a critical move during the bye week of Zach Martin, one of the best linemen in pro football, from right guard to right tackle. It solidified everything. Connor McGovern, who's got some talent, at least you can kind of hide him as a young player, second-year player, at right guard. Right. And all of a sudden, Zach Martin was road grading off the edge, and Zeke was looking for Zach Martin and running behind him. And Zeke's thunder was complemented once again by the lightning of Tony Pollard. Just when you get used to the fullback runs of Zeke, all of a sudden, there he went off the edge, got loose. It was a horrible effort by one of the Minnesota DBs. I don't know what he was doing, but it's okay with me.
We'll see what happens in a
we
situation
lulled you to sleep with Zeke's fullback runs.
Yeah, the cornerback, Skip, he has to come right now, and he has to give a better effort than that because you watch the receiver go crack the safety. So now you got to, that's the support. You are now support. And one hand is not going to get it done. And
once Tony Pollard actually got loose in the secondary, he was actually gone. Yeah. Do you realize that was my first run all year of 30-plus yards, and it went for 42? Zeke is more of a plow horse now. We know that. Yes. But all of a sudden, you have a compliment, some lightning to the thunder. And how about my man CeeDee Lamb yesterday? Was he not the difference maker that I said he would be the night they drafted him? It's a program changer. It's a life changer to get CeeDee Lamb, and he made the play of the game because I believe he made the catch of the year in the National Football League, if we could see that, to put them up 13-7. Wow. And it was the kind of play that makes the rest of the team say, God, we got that guy on our side.
Well, Skip, if you think about it, late in the ball game, Minnesota had a chance to put it away because the DB undercut Schultz on the slant, and he missed it, and it gave him a second opportunity. You got to cash in those, Skip. You got to cash in those. You got it. You guessed right.
Well, I think we're talking about CeeDee Lamb right now. Are you trying to ignore that?
Skip,
how could you ignore that play? That's the catch of the year.
Stop it. It's not the catch of the year.
Slip in midair.
It ain't the catch of the year.
And crash up to his back and hold on to the football. It was the play of the year. Trust me, that whole bench said, oh, my God, we got a playmaker.
So we just went from last week, DeAndre Hopkins possibly having the greatest catch of all time, to now this was the season.
Well, I didn't say that. You said that.
I didn't say that. But this is definitely not the catch of the year.
Well, we'll get into that a little later also. And finally, the real AD emerged for the Dallas Cowboys. That AD in L.A., I don't really care about him. This is AD. We're talking about Andy as Dandy.
Okay.
We're talking about AD as in Andy Dalton. How many clutch throws did he make yesterday? How about that 4th and 6 from the 29 with 2:05 left in that last drive? Went for it, threw a rifle shot out to Amari Cooper. Can you believe? He actually played a road game and actually caught some big balls. Amari, who disappeared on the road all last year, he finally came to play away from Jerry World. What a catch, what a throw, what a play. That set the tone for the game-winning touchdown to Dalton Schultz.
Well, Skip, there's really nothing he can do. They know they're playing two-man. They're playing inside leverage. So all Amari has to do is just get a nice release, and he's home free.
It takes guts. It takes a throw.
Yes,
you got to throw it hard, and you got to throw it true.
Yes.
And it was all of the above.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my defense and the guy whose name you don't remember, but you will. Donovan Wilson. I've said on this show before, I loved him when he was at Texas A&M because he blew up everything that got in his way. Sometimes he blew himself up too. But he was a 6th-round steal for the Dallas Cowboys 2 years ago, and he is just now emerging as a safety that we never had. So he makes 2 plays that changed the game. You mentioned one. It was a DeMarcus Lawrence sack, but it was a blitz, which I think it might have been the only blitz that Mike Nolan called the whole day, which was driving me out of my mind. But Donovan Wilson rolls over on Kirk Cousins and just flat out pops him right in the breadbasket and takes the football away from him. And it was a huge play because it gave him a short field early touchdown.
Right.
And guess what? Kaboom. Kirk got a little whiplash on that play.
That was a solid hit. Yeah, absolutely it did.
And speaking of solid hits, how about later in the half with 1:03 left in the second quarter, Dalvin Cook catches a little ball over the middle, and kaboom! Laying the wood was Donovan Wilson, and Mike McCarthy after the game called him a flat-out stud.
Yeah.
A stud.
Helmet right on the ball.
Boom! That was a legal hit.
Yeah.
It took Dalvin Cook a while to get his senses back from that hit. I'm happy that he was okay and was able to return, and he got his average. He got his 115 yards.
Right.
But who would have thunk that my team would go for 180 and they would go for, what was their total?
129, I think.
Yeah,
125.
125. 180 to 125? Who knew?
Well, Skip, the thing is that I knew Dalvin Cook was going to get 100 because Koo was going to stay committed to the running game. And because when you can run it, you see Cousins' number, Skip, 22 of 30, 314, 3 touchdowns with the 1 interception. And that's what you can do when you run the football. You look at Andy Dalton because they can run it. Everybody was wide open, Skip. It wasn't like they were fitting balls into tight windows. It's because you have to sell out to stop their run. If you can't stop the run with your 7, now you got to commit. Guys are going to be wide open. So, Skip, I want to see, I'm not going to be like you. Because when my team win, you come up with every excuse why they won. I'm just going to say you guys played better than the Vikings yesterday. Vikings didn't play bad, but the Cowboys made plays when they needed to make plays. And that's what you have to do.
Okay, so I hate to say I told you so, but I saw this coming.
What'd you see coming?
At Philly, my team with Ben DiNucci at quarterback had the Eagles on the ropes in the third quarter. Am I right?
No, you had nobody on the rope with DiNucci.
They had a chance to go ahead 16-7, and you know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Okay, then against Pittsburgh at Jerry World with Garrett Gilbert at quarterback, really the 4th-string quarterback. Did my team not play well enough to win that game? Yes, they did.
The Steelers were looking past you guys.
Okay, they may have been, but we had them on the ropes 2 or 3 times, and the referees took Pittsburgh off the ropes. The referees let them out of what should have been in game for them at Jerry World.
Well, you got a break yesterday. You only had 4 penalties. They had 8. You had 30 yards. They had 80.
Okay, well, I'll take that.
And so it balances out over the course of a year.
Okay. So,
first of all, you should have lost to the Falcons, and there's another game that you ended up with, the Giants. So really, you should have one win. You should have 1 win.
Ancient history.
You know it too.
Okay, but Andy Dalton saved the day against the Giants.
Yes.
With 2 late clutch passes, both to Michael Gallup, who, by the way, had a terrible game yesterday, had 2 big drops. But it didn't matter because CD and Amari overcame it, Zeke overcame it, Tony Pollard overcame it. And yet, now it looks like if you really put a pencil to the schedule and you start doing dubs and L's, it looks like it's going to come down to me to Dallas at Giants in the final regular season game. And I will give you, the Giants have been playing much better to the point they've looked at times like the best team in the division. Yesterday, my Cowboys look like the best team in the division, and my Cowboys have Washington at home this Thursday, Thanksgiving, and I believe they can win that game. Then they have some hard games left, but they also have a bunch of easy games because they get the 3 division opponents, they play them each one more time, but they get Washington and Philly at home.
Correct.
They have to go to the Giants for the last game, and it could be coming down to who wins 6 games to win the division.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And I like my team's chances against Daniel Jones on the road.
Your team also, and I think everybody gets Cincinnati minus Joe Burrow Hopefully he heals up real soon.
And again, it's but the
Right.
Giants go this weekend.
Right.
And then we have a game at Cincinnati.
Right.
We have to go to Baltimore,
Right.
but so does, I believe, Washington has to go to Baltimore.
But that's not the Baltimore that we were thinking and everybody envisioned at the beginning of the season.
It is not. But do I think my team can win at Baltimore? I don't. But I don't really care because they've got Washington, Philly at home and Giants away. And my team plays well against the Giants. My team, the only team in the division that we have beaten is the Giants.
Right.
So I like our chances against the Giants because all of a sudden they don't have Saquon Barkley. And my team is starting to show you it won't get run out of the building.